Like, I'd always been, interested in music. Like, I've, I was singing before I was talking, but also always been fascinated by computers. And as I kept, growing up, I thought for sure, like when I first started high school, that I wanted to be an architectural engineer. The first time I actually did anything with computerized music was for my junior class. I used Cakewalk Music Creator 2 to create my first audio song, and that's an awful program. Like, me and my friend ended up merging our capstone projects. He was making a video game, and I was making all the sound effects for it. So I was using MIDI to make all the sound effects, which, I guess turned out decent, but it was the first time I'd ever been exposed to, like music on the computer of some sort, where it just always been like guitar, and now I had gone over to computer. And yeah, I thought I'd be an architectural engineer, and like on the side I'd be like a worship leader, or I'd have a band that would travel on the weekends. Like, the more and more I would think about it, the more and more I'd be like, I actually kind of want to just do music. I'd love to be on the road, or I'd love to be in a studio recording something, or have a studio. And so I got Logic 8 for graduation, and I spent like all summer long learning the program. Made up my mind that I really don't want to do engineering of any sort. Started looking at Malone, and here, they offered a music production major. Once I got here and started getting into it, I knew, this is where I was supposed to be. This is what I was supposed to do. So, at the time, like for worship music, I was completely in the mainstream worship industry. I had listened to a lot of Hillsong, a lot of
like Crowder and stuff like that.
David Crowder, Chris Tomlin, Matt Redman. For a long time, before that, I'd always listened to bands that nobody had ever heard of. So I've always been kind of part of this underground movement, I guess, if you will, like bands that never really made it to the mainstream or got their name out that far. And I've always been tired with the mainstream. I've always gotten fed up with it really fast, and because it's so repetitive, everybody sounds like everybody else. And when I got to college, I really started figuring out, like, I really actually like indie music, indie music and the folk music, and I've always liked, expressing myself artistically. I hate it when, I don't think music should ever be a product. I think it should always be an art. Definitely the term worship music is a genre in and of itself. I really get fed up with worship music, like really fast. I think it falls underneath of that music is a product stereotype, where, it seems like so much in the church is built around feeling and emotion, like what's going to evoke this kind of feeling, what's going to evoke this kind of emotion. Like, I hate that. Where so much of like indie music, like knowing how it's recorded and knowing how it's written and practiced and performed and stuff like that. There's a lot of bands, and usually the bands I listen to, it's very authentic, it's very raw sounding, it's very, it's not, engineered or edited after it's recorded to sound good. It sounds good before it's even laid down. Like, I really like the idea of writing music that's a little more artistic and a little more expressive than what church music has become. Like, I like the idea of being able to do, pretty much whatever I want to with a song. Like wherever I'm led to with a song, I can go to. So yeah, like when it comes to like worship and music, like I feel like yes, there should always be an element of worship to everything we do. And to me, worship is more of like a lifestyle. Like I try to like let everything I do be worship of some sort. Right. I don't want anything in my life to not bring glory to God. Everything I say, everything I do. Same applies. The exact same thing applies. For music, I want to play something that's gonna articulate the gift I've been given well. And like there's part of my gift that, yes, it is meant to be used in the church, but there's also part of my gift that's not really meant to be used in the church. And that's one of the things I love the most is when recording people and they don't exactly know. They know what they want to hear in their sound, but they can't get it. Like when you pair up like a certain amount of pedals, either they have or they don't have, or with the guitar and the amp, and they get the sound they want. Like, just a look on their face and like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to hear. And that's what I've been hearing in my head. I just couldn't figure it out. Like, that's to me, that's what I love so much about being able to mix people or record people is like pairing like my gift with their gift, to bring out this art that's like unhindered by either the equipment they have or their like the settings they have, or it's just this pure expressive piece of art that they can be proud of and I can be proud of, and that achieves that whole worship aspect.